Good morning, good evening, and everything in between. How are we all today? Welcome, everyone. Have you been staying safe? Have you been making good choices? As you can see, we have some very exciting guests on stream right now. Before we continue there, I do want to say a massive thank you to the following people. To Caps, to Possum, to Neki, to Mori, and Justa. Thank you so much for the daily check-in. And yeah, let's get straight into it. Would you guys like to introduce yourselves today?
Yowdy, I'm Theo. I am working on Summer at the Edge of the Universe and our Homemade Deeper and a bunch of other little things, and I am working on Upwards Rain for the Jam. Thanks for having me.
V.
And I'm Caps, and I'm, also working on Upwards Rain. I have noticed that Theo has possessed Mignon's body, but we're just gonna, sweep that under the rug for now.
This is my sock puppet.
Sometimes we need a little sock puppet to express ourselves, you know? Wouldn't that be crazy?
Yeah. They help me feel confident. Like, at least I'm not Mignon.
Hang on,
Thank
Mignon is
God.
an angel. Hey, wait. Mignon is an angel. What do you mean?
We both know that's not true.
Hey now. I believe in Mignon's angel supremacy.
That's a mistake.
Mignon could never do any wrong. Ooh, Weeb, thank you for the check-in.
I think there might be one of those fallen ones.
Say one of the fallen ones.
I mean, their lore is essentially a fall from grace. They partook in the forbidden fruits, the hot dog, and now look at them.
Insane. Actually insane. So bless whoever made her dog, I am Burke. I feel like the bit of, like, there is the metaphorical water gun to my head being, like, change is actually becoming real. We didn't even stop, like, we didn't move from screen. It got. Isn't that right? Caps?
As it should be, it's your best one.
Yes, Prince era. So true.
Look, we are your guests, so when we say you should be dog, you should be dog. It's just like common etiquette, you know?
Well, shit, you got me there. Alright, yeah, okay. You're right. Damn. Anyway, would you guys like to explain what will be happening today?
Caps would love to.
Oh yeah, but I mean, it's your PowerPoint, so I wouldn't want to step on any toes.
I made a PowerPoint today, but Caps will explain what it is.
Oh, okay, sure, I guess. We're going to be going over all of the Élan Garden Variety games today. It is worth noting that, we're 3 days into the jam, so expect things to be mostly kind of brief. But, everyone has been working, and there are things behind the scenes that are going on. We specifically asked people like what they wanted us to show, so like even if you don't see much on these slides, that doesn't mean that's all they've done. It just means all they're like ready to like show to the world at this stage.
And some teams are looking to keep things as under wraps as possible until release, because the stuff that they're working on now is going to be a surprise later. So they do not want to spoil everybody.
Yeah, fair. Well, in that case, are we ready to jump across to that screen?
I can.
Yippee! Alright, I'm gonna move us across now.
Yippee!
We were almost scuffless, and now I'm seeing chat is breaking out of its cage and it is doing just fine. Okay, let's go!
Okay, so this is the progress update. We are gonna start with just the overall. Jam started 68 hours before the beginning of the stream. I was like hoping a little bit that we might get delayed 1 hour because then I could change it, but 68 hours. Of the 4 games, 3 are going to have gameplay elements. Almost all of them have started working on them in some way. We have 13,800 words written between all the games so far. And that is not even counting the outlines that have been written, which would probably double it. And there's only 1 breakdown recorded so far because I realized I forgot how to draw chairs. And I was just redrawing the same chair legs over and over and over for probably an hour. So,
I mean, it was like an hour and a half, but who's really counting?
Anyway.
Okay, so I'll start this off. Yuri Paddle's going to be quick. The outlining is still underway, but as far as I've been, aware, it's going really well. And there's been a lot of UI work and character sketches. This game in particular is one they really, really want to keep under wraps because they think, I mean, the Melanie on the logo is like a really dead giveaway that there's like a lot of fun, like, secrets and stuff. They want to keep close to the chest for this for the full release, so I'm not entirely sure how much you'll be seeing of this over the coming weeks, but look forward to it.
All right,
We also got the questions and answered delivered too, so.
Alright, so happy for me to read that one out?
Yeah, please.
Yippee! So, have there been any challenges your team has encountered currently with deciding and implementing story beats in the limited time frame you have for this challenge? If so, what did you do as a team to work through these challenges?
Oh, Scion said, I'm still writing it, so it's hard to give a solid answer, but writing a mystery is a first for me. And as someone who tends to have very bloated scripts, it's been even harder to write a mystery that's short and satisfying. It's definitely a challenge, and I hope that at the end of the month I'll have proven that I'm up to it. Send help. Yeah, Scion has a tendency, especially with outlines, to be very verbose, but I do think he's doing a really good job so far because he's keeping the time frame in mind.
Now, what is the general process you utilized for character design?
So, from Fairygo, Scion had a strong vision for the setting, so once he came up with the descriptions of each character, it was more than enough for me to work with. There's flexibility with designs, though, so I took a few creative liberties while keeping some core things in mind. As someone who loves going to cons, I was able to put a lot of my own observations into each of these designs, plus my love of fashion. And cons are usually the place where a lot of people take the chance to express their fashion sense. My biggest rule when it came to designing the cast was, while this is supposed to be a parody and exaggeration of con culture to poke some fun, I still wanted the characters to feel like real people you would usually find at a convention and be respectful of that.
Oh, I love that, actually.
Yeah, like we this project is going to keep a lot of things close to its chest, but the character designs I've seen so far, like, in the dev channels have been really fun, and I'm really excited for everyone to see them.
And honestly, looking at the
Yeah.
sketches, like, yeah, you would see those people at a con. Like, I've been to cons for over 10 years. I've absolutely met people that look like both of them.
100%, yeah. All the little
100%.
details of like the walkie-talkies and the like clip-on earphone and everything. It looks so cute so far.
See, I'm absolutely loving, like, the little fern, like, charm thing, because that, for me, absolutely sells it.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, so Witchy 1 is one I'm like really excited about personally. I'm not sure if we go into why yet, but keep an eye out for this one for sure. They've gotten a really good amount of work done. This team is like um they're like pros at jam work, basically. They've this is like a very gameplay heavy forward game, and they've already made a lot of progress on the potion mixing. And we do get to go into it. The MC is going to be fully customizable, which is really exciting. I love those kind of games, and they've already made like a huge chunk of the writing already.
Yeah, actually, from my time of putting this life together to right now, they are, I think, at like 3.3K words written. Yeah, they got a scene in uh, middle of the night last night. Um,
That is stunning. Sorry, what is the general process you utilize for character design?
it's really, really pretty. Um, we went over some basics, like that it's a very magical game with a purple and flower aesthetic, and from there built out a mood board of potential inspirations that Danny could draw from. From that, Danny was able to come up with ideas. So yeah, Danny is the character designer on one of our newer announced titles, Rainbow Valley. Um, I absolutely adore this design so far. Something that we asked people at the very beginning was if there was any way that they could work like a dandelion into their game, just to kind of give them all like a unifying theme or factor. And I thought it was just extremely like smart and very cute that she tied the concept of like making a wish together by giving the witch like a lot of star aesthetics too.
That's absolutely incredible. My god. Okay, sorry, I'm geeking out.
Yeah, it's really nice. As Cap said, they are jam pros, so they didn't go over the limited time frame question. But Arimia is like, especially, I think she might have just done a jam that was like 3 days.
She could make a whole
She's really
game in
good
a
at
3 day?
day.
scoping. Yeah, by herself too. So she's like a total pro at scoping. And actually, she has articles. If you look up Arimia Dev, she does articles on how to make game jam games in their limited time frame.
Incredible.
Okay, so Wings Bring Sleep. This is a really interesting one. They've made a huge, substantial chunk of writing progress already. 4.2K is nothing to sneeze at in 3 days. Their logo has already been, as far as I know, this is still in the planning stages, so it's not final yet. But like even still, it's like such a massive jump from what we showed just even 3 days ago. I'm such a huge fan of the text and how it like shapes together. And especially, I don't know if we have any new ones to show today, but they've been doing a lot of character sketches, and those have all been looking very consistently amazing. As far as I know, this team, like, none of them have made a game before, but I could be wrong about that. And they're being very, very ambitious, and I'm really interested to see how that pans out. Because I think they have a lot of potential for sure.
Yeah, in terms of planning, it's definitely the biggest out of the 4 games in terms of just pure like scene count, character count. Um, and yeah, we don't have stuff to show today because it is one of those cases of wanting to keep it for later.
Mhm.
But they have some really cool character designs.
Amazing. So Have there been any challenges the team's encountered currently with deciding and implementing story beats in the limited time frame for the challenge?
Yeah, like we just covered the scope. As Lexi says, we've had to cut so many ideas, plot beats, and even entire characters in order to make something feasible. And even then, we are aware that this is an incredibly ambitious project. We've had to have some tough conversations about what can be done in a short time span and where we can take shortcuts to avoid stretching ourselves too thin. We're hopeful that one day in the future we'll be able to tell the full world spanning take on the story that we dreamed up, but for now, we hope to tell our story of star-crossed lovers as best we can.
Oh my god, Starcross lovers, wait.
Do you like a little bit of tragedy in your game jams?
Oh, absolutely, I'm so sold. Okay, so tell us about the general process that was utilized for character design. I'm so ready.
Me too. For our human characters, we largely leaned into traditional fairy tale aesthetics, while we spent a lot more time developing the Fae characters. We really wanted to capture an almost human but not quite feel, and so we discussed various ways to convey that before settling on the beauty of gemstones, especially in the eyes. All sharp angels and all sharp angles and bold colors to draw you in, almost hypnotically.
Wait.
Yeah.
Wait, that goes hard actually. What?
Yeah, so even this design right here is a little outdated compared to some of the refined ones that they've been working on. What I thought was really fun is they had brought Fairyco onto the team specifically to be a Fae consultant. So Fairyco is going through the designs, the writing, the way that they speak, and helping like tie it into that very like signature creepy, cute, unsettling way that Fae characters are.
That is actually brilliant.
Yeah, they're working really, really hard. But now it's our turn.
We said a lot of projects wanted to stay close to their chest. We are not one of those projects.
Alright, your music is now live.
Woohoo! So when we actually put together the asset list and everything, we had pinged Sarah because she'd expressed some interest in maybe writing a song or two for the jam. And she has already done some incredible work. So right now you are hearing the very early version of the post office theme, which we wrote asking it to be sort of nostalgic, sort of comforting, and I think it's already shaping up amazing. And if she hadn't said that it was a sketch, I would have thought it was the final song.
I've been writing a lot of Upwards Rain, and it's been just this song on loop the entire time.
Angel.
I mean, this is the art update, so you should handle this one, right?
Oh, okay.
Makes sense.
For the art update, if you say so, Rain and Mila's sprites are sketched. We have one background done and one sketched. The menus have been designed, so options, main menu, and the dialogue box has been designed. With the sprites, this is just one of Rain's sprites, but she actually has, I think, about 5 poses sketched out right now because we towards a kind of manga comic book aesthetic at the end.
Okay, so on my end, I have written just around 7k words so far, which I think is around half of the game-ish. And we mentioned before, but we have puzzles in the works, and one has been fully designed written. Actually, I guess 2 have been fully designed written at this point. One, like, we know what we're gonna do, and we just need to, like, finalize the details, and, like, a final one is in the planning stages. So that's going really well. The dialogue box is implemented, I think there's still a couple things to work on there, but it's in the game and working. And yeah, like we said earlier, Sarah's been incredible and has already put out a lot of really great music.
4 tracks. Honestly, I was expecting 1.
I was expecting maybe 1.
Yeah, maybe 1. And then it was just kind of like in the dead of night. She posted 3, and then the next morning she posted another 1.
Oh yeah, so we mentioned this briefly in the Bellflower initial announcement, but yeah, Theo is listed as a gameplay designer, and that's because we have gameplay. The general guess of what we're going for is, well, the code name for this project before it had the title Upwards Rain was Project Stamps. You'll be collecting a variety of stamps throughout your little adventure in the post office, and you'll be able to use those to interact with objects around you during certain parts. So, you could, put the below stamp on the bed to look under the bed for something or other, and things like that.
Yeah, we tried to keep it very contextual. If anybody's played Ghost Trick, that was a big inspiration. So
And if you
it's not cut and dry. Below means you'll always look below it. It's just kind of what makes sense.
And if you haven't played Ghost Trick, please play the Ghost Trick.
Yeah. Recommended reading. Oh, right. I couldn't decide which one to put, so I put both.
Wait, that's me. That's me on the left. My god, I'm in that picture. Have there been any challenges your team's encountered currently with deciding and implementing story beats in the limited time frame you have for this challenge? If so, what did you do as a team to work through these challenges?
Well, I think since the story is basically half written already, we're pretty okay challenge-wise on it getting written. But we knew that this was going to be a 3-week-long jam, so from the outset we tried to keep the scope very manageable. We told ourselves if we got anywhere near double-digit scenes, we would need to cut them in half easily. So we just tried to keep it very compact from the start, and it seems like it's been paying off. Time will tell if it ends that way, but so far I think we're pretty well on track.
Okay.
Also, if you can't tell,
the writing style's helping keeping it low too, right?
Oh yeah, because unlike TWOFOLD, we're trying to really minimize how much narration there is. We want it to be very dialogue heavy because everyone likes reading and writing character interactions. But that's been sort of challenging on its own, just because you have to sort of trust the reader to understand what's going on more, I guess, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty happy and optimistic with how the writing is going so far.
It's really funny too. I like it a lot.
Okay, so I'm really curious for this one because the designs that you've shown so far are absolutely insane. Insane positive, oh my god, rattling my cage about them. What is the general process you utilize for character design?
There's gonna be a big gap.
I'm so ready.
Yes. So I have a few different methods that we use for the character design here. Generally when I go forward designing characters, it's not ever the same between 2 characters. I never follow the same process. Unless I'm doing a commission, I never follow the same process of here's several different sketches, here's several different outfits, let's put them together. So the first method I call madness, where we kind of play fast and loose with it, and she kind of develops through each sketch. So the very first sketch of Rain, the only thing that I was trying to actually decide was, with caps, should their wings be attached to their arms or separate? I drew the hat just because I thought, when I think postal worker, they should have a hat. And then the only thing that really stayed from this like concretely was like the dress. Like even her hair changed a lot, but I did know that I wanted it to be wispy. So then we kind of developed it some more where I focused more on just like the shapes of everything. We decided to go with the wings attached because it gave it a bit stronger of that fantasy feel.
Mhm.
I added wings to her ears to help again with that. And then, just like the things that if we don't even see it, just like birds might have tufts of feathers on their back, or they might have like full tail feathers. It's just kind of developing the world, even though you're not going to see all of it. And then I started looking for more specific inspiration. So I found a picture of a barn owl, and I really just liked the colors, and I thought putting duo colors in her hair would be really pleasing. And the markings on her face, I kind of wanted to. A lot of owls have really, really pretty markings. Because I wasn't sure that I could replicate it in the wings, I decided to just put some on their face to kind of like tie into how they have different feather color on their face. Step 4, Caps goes crazy mode. Caps had suggested specifically their cloaks. Kind of, you can see just right there that when they lift their wing, it kind of like all becomes one shape in the silhouette. So they just kind of always look bird-like, and I thought that was really, really smart.
And also when the cloak is down, it looks like an owl with, its wings like tucked together.
Yeah, exactly. And then step 5 is the roughest, which I have titled fittingly Hell, because that's when I'm mostly happy with the design, but I cannot figure out the colors of everything, or there's like one specific detail that I'm just not sure of, or I make the exact same design 700 different times. That's pretty much how Rain got developed, and even from here, I did not find her final design in all of these sketches. It wasn't until later that I finalized her dress. Any questions on Hell?
No, we all understand hell. Hell is like
Cool.
a constant concept we can all relate with.
I do love how you've
Awesome.
done like all of the slight, like I love that you've shown us it because like there are just such slight little changes, but they really do just change that design so much.
Yeah.
It's so fascinating to see too, because like, uh, chat surely agrees, but I have such a passion for character design, so seeing how you're able to like make such a small change and it just completely changes who that character is, it makes where you get to that final copy so much more interesting, because it's like you went through so many things and it really did take all of that to find their true like form. Like these go hard. Like I love all of these. It's so
Thank
interesting.
you.
Sorry.
Yeah, I think it says a lot about the post office too, because it is a shared design. I knew whatever I went with would have to be replicated across all of the post office workers. And I think that's why in the end we didn't go for example, the bottom middle one with the white separator and the stripe, or the ones with the like any of the different color trimming, just because it was adding an additional color to every character's color palette. And so we decided to keep it specifically more simple, so their designs could stick out a bit more in other elements.
And like if the cloak is like just blue, then like you can sort of like remove just that blue from the rest of the character design in your mind, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like that blue doesn't count.
It becomes like a transparent color. Like jeans. So method 2 is a lot more vibes based. I knew from the start kind of like what kind of character Mila was. I knew that I wanted her to be kind of
Oh,
sad.
this is Mila, by the way. I don't think we showed her before.
Oh yeah. Hi Mila. So Mila is actually the love interest, yes. That's to note. She's also a young girl. Um, all of her designs I wanted to keep kind of like wavy, because she is so humans are called seaborn in this. Um, and anything that had her hair kind of falling into her face, I think helped sell her sadness. Um, since we went with the simpler design for Rain, I felt like I could be a little bit more ambitious with Rain's like embroidery on her vest and like her multicolored shoes that you're never gonna see. Um, just to help tie them together. And then for this one, I actually asked in the Bellflowers which one people preferred. Um, and based on the responses and like what vibe you specifically wanted her to have, we ended up going with the short hair version. Um, and I drew them next to each other just to make sure that they matched up and looked nice. But yeah, Mila was a a lot more straightforward, I guess, because I knew from the start like that I wanted the embroidered vest, and so from there it was just kind of designing the hair.
And like we mentioned the cloak and stuff before, like Melee doesn't have to worry about any of that, so we could sort of like basically do whatever we wanted with her without, having to consider the other characters that much.
Yeah, yeah. She can stand on her own.
See, everybody in chat is absolutely adoring the both of them. They stand beside each other, and honestly, big mood.
Yeah, yeah, I like them a lot. It was actually fun to design them specifically, like knowing that they're kids and everything. Like in those, actually, I could show you. Like in those first few sketches of Rain, I actually wasn't entirely sure how old she was. So even this, like, refining inspiration, I think she does look a fair bit older than her final design.
Yeah.
But later, knowing that she'd be younger and everything, I knew that I wanted them to have like a height difference, but it literally could not be more than this because otherwise they would look years apart. And so um, we leveled them out a little bit.
We're going a bit fast if we want to like elaborate like on why we chose the age range. I think that'd be fun to talk about.
Oh yeah, sure. When Caps originally pitched like the idea of like a post office thing, and we started adding more and more fantasy, and we knew that it was going to be like an adventure kind of thing, I very much wanted them to be young. I adore Witch Hat Atelier, which everybody should read, and I thought that keeping them little would make everything else feel big. So the post office is supposed to feel big and insurmountable, and um, it also helped set the stakes in a way that I think would be really refreshing. Like coming off of Twofold, like it's very obvious just from the pitch, like this is going to touch upon grief and everything. But being able to do it in a more optimistic and adventurous sense felt like a fun challenge that I think their character designs also helped communicate.
Yeah, our goal with Rain specifically was like we don't want it to feel a lot like Twofold, but we want it to be obvious that like the Twofold people are the ones doing it. So hopefully it gives off that vibe in the end.
Yeah. So from there's method 3 as well. I'm not done. The third method, which I have titled LMAO because I couldn't think of any other way, was in planning a different aspect of the game, being the puzzle. I had done this like little sketch just to kind of like show the map and like how things would be laid out. Kat said that the post office market that I drew, it looked like they had 2 super long braids. And from there, that is pretty much like, they just went through one passive design. Caps did their version. Yeah. Caps did their version. Same like rules as the other characters with the duotone hair, the face markings, and everything. Found an owl that fit. And then I did my version. The only real difference is the shears that I picked out. I looked for shears that could be used, like for people with arthritis or for people who can't use their hands to their full ability because they have wings. And so I tried to kind of set it up so like they can use these shears with their talons, and just kind of like pressing down on with their wings to cut if they need to.
Dude, that level of detail is actually incredible. And like looking at the design beside the owl itself, oh my god, this is actually incredible.
Yeah. Yeah, I think this is Mizore, and I think Mizore came out really, really, really cute. I love them. So yeah, sometimes you don't need hell, I need madness and everything, and it just kind of works out nicely.
Sometimes you just wing it.
I haven't hit an image. Oh, I just saw that. I was like, what is that?
Don't worry about it.
Alright, don't worry about it. Got it.
So we actually did have a fourth way to design characters that we wanted to introduce on this stream, if that's okay. Okay, so we are calling it peer pressure. We have a character that we need to settle on a design for, and so we would like your help, Mari.
Let's go! Okay, I'm so ready. Okay, I'm actually so ready for this one. Yeah, let's go. Okay, I'm listening. I'm sad.
Okay, Caps, can you please introduce Neve?
Okay, I love Neve. I think she's my favorite post office worker. She's like not related to Rain, but Rain still calls her a big sis. They have that kind of like dynamic where Neve like sort of like she comes off as lazy and like asks Rain to like do stuff mostly for the sake of like bullying her in a fun way. She only has one wing, but she's so she's grounded obviously, but that allows her to like communicate with the villagers in a way that most of the other couriers don't, because the couriers, owls, etc., mostly stay insular and like inside the office. But she's out walking around town doing her deliveries, chatting people up, and that gives her the unique position of like some letters like don't have like a defined like addressee. So like because these are like manifested from people's like last thoughts and stuff. So one, for example, could be like, to the person who like always held the door open for me at the grocery store or whatever. Since she has like such an in tune like connection to the people in the village, she's like really good at like hunting those kind of people down and like delivering their mail safely.
Wait, that's amazing.
Yeah, she's like very like calm and cool, and just like overall just like one of my favorites for sure.
Yeah, I love her. So every time that I've drawn her, I have given her different hair. Because I cannot figure out what kind of hair I want to give her. I know that I want it to be kind of spiky, but that is literally as far as that thought went. She is based off of a snow owl, as you can tell by her color palette. I think I might be going with the bottom left design for her like skin tone of like, it actually is like more of like that white bluish color.
Yeah.
White Woman Wednesday.
Oh my god.
So I need some help with finalizing her design. I have some sketches that we can either use or use as a jumping off point, that are the hairstyles that I've sketched the most. So the first one's the high tie with like the ponytail coming right up to the top of her head and kind of trailing down. There's the low tie with it kind of falling over her face a little bit, and then there's the short flare where like her bangs and everything are very short, and then she has like just a very spiky ponytail. What's your off the cuff vibe?
See, my initial thought was if you go to the last slide, like the slide before this one.
Yes.
The top corner, that sketch, that style is just, you know what I mean? It's insane.
Oh.
So if you okay, wait, okay, I'm losing my mind because like that one is actually incredible. That is stunning. So if you flick across to the next one, I want to say it's the high and low tide bit more combined. Like, I love the bigger like wings in that sketch with the fluff at the top, but with more of the longer bangs at the front is like, oh my god, that is incredibly amazing.
Yeah, we can do that.
Yes.
So taking in a lot of that top left sketch, but just kind of like messing it up a little bit.
Wait, what is my right and
Is
left? My top right, the top right.
yeah, I thought it was top right.
Oh, okay.
Top right.
I thought it was top left. Okay, top right.
No, the
Okay.
one with the question mark. Oh my god, it's oh my god, that's living in my head rent free as of today. Like that's never leaving. That is staying with me forever.
I do like those bangs a lot, yeah.
Right? Like oh my god. It really just helps frame the face in a way that just makes you go, oh my god, hi.
Hi.
Yeah,
It's like
we can do that. I really
cutesy.
like the bangs on the low tie one too. So
Yes.
It shall be done. Then probably for the Patreon update, whenever that goes out, I will make sure to include her finalized design. And that is it. I don't know how to end a presentation. Thank you so much for having us. I'm sure we had a great time. This has been a lot of fun, being able to yap and everything about our
Man,
characters.
we went real fast, faster than we should have been, honestly. But yeah. Oh, by the way, those are the chairs that Theo had to break down over. Just a fun fact.
Oh
What?
yeah, that's them.
Oh no.
Yeah, I got to the point where I was like, I shouldn't even do backgrounds. I don't know how to do shares. I can't do backgrounds.
Everyone tell Theo how pretty this background looks right now.
Okay, but like the
This
background
is in
is
order.
actually stunning because like even like through the wind, like I have such admiration for people who can do backgrounds because Lord, can I not do a single like thing perspective wise? Like look at this perspective. This is beautiful. This is very cutesy, very demure. I can't do this to save my life. I love people who can do background art because like y'all deserve the world.
I mean,
I agree. Thank you.
okay.
Literally like banging pots and pans like this is so good. I also like because one thing I really like about your backgrounds, right, and I'm like bringing the mic closer for this. I love the atmosphere that you bring into your art because like it's a background that tells like so much, and I feel like a really good story needs that level of like background work to be able to set that atmosphere for the characters because the characters can sit in a world, but if the background does not hold that world up, they're gonna fall flat in other ways. But your background is stunning. You can slap a character on there and like that tells everything straight away. And it's so tasty to look at. Like that is a good, oh my god, like the view outside, like hello? Cooking? Chefing?
Thank you. Yeah, I mean, with this story in particular, backgrounds are like so important to selling the world to where like I can't just get a picture that's like on Splash and add a filter or whatever. Like it kind of does have to be drawn by hand. The one that I'm working on now is extremely fantasy forward because it is like the actual main area of the post office. I don't think that I could have cheated that one, so I have to suffer through it and learn. But that's what game jams are for. I'm learning a lot in terms of backgrounds, in terms of game design and sprites. But at least I don't have to write, so.
Yeah.
So true, so true.
I mean, we have a bit of extra time. Do you want to show maybe the sketch that's in progress right now? And then I can also like post up the UI or whatever.
I can send it to Mari. I don't think I can throw it up on here.
Yeah, I mean, obviously.
Can I also possibly, am I allowed to add, like, ask another extra question? Because, you know.
Yeah.
Always, yeah.
So, when you were talking about one of the characters before, when you were talking about their shears and how you looked up the the accessibility, have you brought that into a lot more of the backgrounds in future? Like, how are these, like, creatures with wings exist? Like, have you thought about that when you're doing the backgrounds? Will that influence it at all?
Oh yeah, because like
Yeah.
we said like Neve, you know, for example, can't fly because she only has one wing. So like
Yeah.
the thing we just sent you in the chat, or you know the
Okay.
Discord DM. It looks like the stairs, you know, that you would use to walk. Looks sort of like an afterthought. Like they had to like build it after the fact.
Ooh, wait. Yeah, no,
And
actually, you're
there's
cooking.
and there's like some perches for, you know, those who like normally just fly up, like may want to like a break in between their flight.
Yeah, trying to keep in mind like their physical limitations between each other. Like they do exist and they do matter. Um with like essentially all of the birds, they can't use hands. They can have wings and they can kind of like articulate their wings, better than a actual bird can. So they do have that. But they are very limited in that, like, I don't think that birds can like utilize like a sewing needle and everything. But
Oh,
on the
I'm
flip side,
I'm gonna pause
sorry,
right
go
here.
ahead.
I'm gonna like tell on Theo and like force them to dig this out. Theo made an entire alphabet that like makes sense for like birds to be able to write, like writing vertically using shapes mostly. And I think that's really cool, even if we don't
What?
find like a real use for it.
Wait, actually?
Yeah. I got really into the idea of the world. um yeah, they have their own alphabet, because they write vertically. So like when you think of like a bird flapping their wings, they move up and down. So it made sense to me that when they write up and down. um I don't know if I can look for it. um oh, I
Please?
do have it.
Like, please? Because that's actually, like, that is really, like, intense level of world building that I love to see. That's actually incredible. I want to see it because I'm like, oh my god.
Here, it's two images. So the first image is actually like the original concept, or the first image is like the alphabet that I ended up with, which was the original concept of like their writing. So in that first concept, it was actually horizontal, and then afterwards, I decided it made more sense to flip it vertical. Um, but yeah, their physical like differences really tie a lot into it, in terms of like how does Mila, get up the levels of the post office, like knowing that she can't fly, or how does Rain not being able to use hands kind of limit her ability to do different kinds of things. Yes, check and see these.
Okay, perfect.
Everything we put in this chat, you can show off.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, y'all are eating good today. That's so cool.
Yeah, we've done a lot of like exploratory, like world building sketches, like not just of them, but also like the other kinds of characters in the world. For example, I guess I'll just post these because I don't know if they'll come up, but like there's rabbit people. Um
Oh my god.
I don't know if I
Yeah,
have a.
and these are like mentioned in the story, but we never actually see one. But you know, we wanted to have like a world that had like something grounded outside of the office, just so we could like reference it or like imagine like what kind of lives they live day to day.
Putting up the bun. Oh my god, they're so cute. Wait. Oh, nice. Oh.
Like, you know, obviously I love Twofold. I could work on Twofold the rest of my life. But like we like specifically wanted to like make our own world here. Just like, you know, really take the chance to experiment while we can.
They're absolutely amazing. This level of world building is incredible.
we'll see what game.
Thank you.
We'll see what the game jam like allows us to do time-wise, but we do want to include like a glossary of like some of these world-building aspects for people to like reference and stuff. And if not, we'll like just post them online somewhere after the fact, probably.
Yeah, the little zine. World building. But yeah, it's been a lot of like just I think we both really like to like have the setting really well defined, because then it makes telling stories within that setting a lot easier. So instead of like starting off with like, well, we want these types of characters, which, that kind of format does work really well sometimes if you just choose the characters first. But for us specifically, we really like to have the world figured out to the we could make it like somebody else's story here.
Like we said, this is a twofold too, but like the way we write things or like plan things is like we establish like just like an existing space and just sort of like let the characters and setting like guide us rather than like have them like serve what we want to tell. The story just sort of like came together pretty naturally as a result of the world.
So, with like once this is like finalized, are you planning to ever expand the world from like afterwards in like your own personal projects? Because like there's so much here. I'm like, so tucks her behind the ear, you know.
We've spoken about this.
The story of Rain is like very self-contained and like very like concise, so we could get it done for the jam. But I would love to like do more games in this world, or like even just like revisit Rain and maybe like I don't know. But yeah, definitely. I want an episode knee for sure.
Yeah. Something that I had also brought up as like a concept is like, again, like another piece of media that I really like is called Los Simuladores, which is an Argentine TV show. Translated as, the simulators. And it's the concept is every episode they help somebody with a problem. And the payment that they receive is the next time that they have a problem they need to help somebody with, that person also helps. And so I had thought, like, if we do another, like, short kind of a game set in this world, it would be really cute to, like, see Mila as the main character maybe helping, a rabbit, or there's also mice people who I love. And like just like that concept of like paying it forward and like seeing the world kind of like grow out from the characters, I think it would be really, really fun. So I hope people play this and show that they are interested in more, because that would mean a lot.
Well, I mean, from just looking at chat, I think a lot of people are very excited for this because like this looks like everything looks incredible. I am so, oh my god, like holds this one. I'm so excited to play this one. Like there's all of the character designs are so like I'm like fumbling my words because I'm like, oh my god, you know what I mean? I'm like, I'm eating.
Is it because of the bunnies?
It's not only just the bunnies. I have such a weakness for like owl people designs. Like I love when you slap some owl wings on somebody. Like, oh my god. So when I saw like the announcement for this, I was like, oh, it's for me, for real,
Yeah, I'm so happy at like how fantastical they all like came out. Like you couldn't like when you plop them all together, I think it just helps sell the world. I'm so excited. I love doodling them. I have so many rain doodles already that'll like never be used. But it's just like I love drawing her. She's got so many fun shapes. I guess I could show this because I don't think this will be posted, but like just like her original like sprite poses.
Ooh. Pull that out.
There's one image I'd really like to show, but I gotta find it first, and I don't know if I can. So
Good
distract them.
image. I might have
The one with Neve and Rain, like showing how the birds sleep.
Oh, I have that.
Oh, cool. Then, yeah, don't distract and just post it.
Okay.
Oh, let's go.
We'll distract while I bring it up. 'Cause it's
So
alongside all these other images.
how about that weather, huh?
Oh my god, so true. And so with this artwork, it was like playing around with different like sprite poses. You said.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This isn't gonna be scripted exactly like Twofold. Instead, we're gonna be using like comic book panels, sort of. So we want to have like a lot more like dynamic poses and stuff than just changing arms around and the like.
Yeah. That's actually really cool. Wait.
There it is.
Okay, wait. I will bring that up for
With
chat.
with yet another hairstyle.
Oh my god, look at this one. I forgot
Okay.
to do this.
The hairstyle debates. Oh my god. What is this? I love this. Wait, let me bring it up for chat. Can I put this one up for chat?
Yeah, of course.
Okay, absolutely. Let's go. I love this. Scrunky.
They are the size of not even one sauce, like half a sauce.
My good. I really hope that y'all like expand this afterwards because like there is so much in this. Like there's so much potential. Like you guys are cooking an incredible universe. Like I really would love to see more from this.
Thank you.
I would too.
Yeah, we're so excited.
And like not just us, but like all the other games too.
Oh, absolutely. Like
Gosh,
everybody
yeah.
is going insane for these ones that it's so interesting to watch as well because like I've never witnessed one, like a jam before, so like getting to see it all is so interesting. And I'm really
And like
loving the fact that there's gonna be check-ins because then next week it's like, oh, have you guys done? Like,
yeah, we knew that this one was gonna be sort of light just because 3 days in, but we did want to like we can talk about whatever we want because it's Rain is our project, so we had a lot of stuff ready to go. And like a lot of jams, I think most even are very like it's like a competition, but like we said from the get-go that like the Élan one is not going to be that. We're like very cooperative and like chipping in with ideas and like offering like suggestions or like help where we can across the board.
so
Yeah.
even though you're on separate teams, like while making it, you're still like reaching out to each other for the assistance and like for
Yeah.
advice. That's incredible.
Yeah, I think games and stories are made better by like having a more trusted, that's a very strong qualifying, more trusted voices like in it. I really like working alongside everybody, and a big thing for this jam that we've really pretty much the big, oh my gosh, I'm stumbling now. A big goal of it is most of us have been working on years long projects for the most part. Twofold took 10 years. Because Be Happy took what, 4 years ish or so. Maybe less, maybe more. And NPG also took quite a few years. I think 5 years. So a lot of us have been working on these very long projects, and a lot of the work that you have to do on those very long projects can get very lonely because it does just get to the point where you have to just sit down and write and get it done. And a lot of the times you do that alone. And then, so being able to do like specifically a short game that's going to come together fast, that everybody's going to help out with, that like you can't do alone, has been really, really fun. And I think it's been really nice to see people get like super excited because you're going from that like announcement high that you get to just immediately being able to like sit down and get the game done and actually release it. And that is not something that we do pretty much ever as a team.
And also just like, oh sorry,
No, you go.
I was just gonna say that also like the variety is also like a really big breath of fresh air, just because like when you're working on these huge like years long projects, like you're only gonna like be touching like one or two of them, and like you're gonna be very familiar with them by the time they're out. So just like this variety of like 4 bite-sized little games, and like you're like constantly seeing things evolve daily, is like such a different experience.
So exciting that we get to watch it because, oh my god, all looks
Yeah.
so good already.
And full disclosure, these are all probably going to come out a little bit scuffed in some way. They might be a little bit messy. Pacing might be off in places. There might be some art that isn't, fully rendered out or whatever. Just because it is only 3 weeks. But yeah, it's still fun. So that is the main goal.
Yeah, no, with 3 weeks, that is very understandable for time. I have one question though. And this is not art directing, but more writing side of things.
I'm 3.
Cass is like, oh god, oh no. Now,
They're gonna know I'm a fraud.
well, my question is, when it comes to writing for like visual novels and everything, how do you find yourself being able to set up the scenes? Like, do you have a specific workflow that you use? Or are you very much so like method do as you go kind of thing? How do you work out what you're going to do and where?
I mean, Theo can answer this too for other projects, but I think for Rain specifically, like I knew what the ending was going to be like before we like started like really outlining. So in Rain's specific case, it was like I knew how it started and how it ended, and then just sort of like I would like work from the first scene up, and then when I would get stuck, I would swap and go from the last scene and move backwards from there, and then eventually just like the game met in the middle.
Hmm.
So it was like a lot of just like going back and forth until the game just sort of like materialized itself into something tangible. And working that way also prevents like getting too stuck, because you can just like swap your mindsets around, which was really nice. Twofold, I think, was a lot of like we knew like what the conflict was going to be, but we didn't know like how to escalate it in a way. So that was like Twofold was a lot more like trial and error and like refining over time, which we don't really have the luxury to do with Rain. But I say that, but like Theo like rewrote the Millie outline in like a week, so maybe not.
I mean, I think it's different when it's a different person, like me refining my own outlines could take a gazillion years, but if you told me like here's the setup for like a story, we need what should happen, that's a lot easier because then I'm more or less starting from scratch. I basically went off of the end of Act 1 to Millie, knowing that we needed to get to the conflict at Christmas, and then being able to figure it out from there. So, I mean, that's different. For my own like writing, remember that panel that I just did in the presentation that said hell? It's where I will like for summer. I've had Quinn's like route more or less pretty much like finished, I think. Well, not finished, like planned, right? Planned wise. Like what planets I wanted to go to, and what themes I want to like explore. I've had that done basically since we announced it. A few months ago, I completely restructured everything, and then I decided, oh, well, actually, based on the restructuring, these things need to happen instead. And so then I basically just took all my notes, put them in a separate file, and then started on a blank one and started over. I'm a lot more happy with where it's at now. It's still not completely done in terms of the ending. I'm a lot more I wouldn't say trial and error. I think I'm a lot more stream of consciousness. So I go with what makes sense, and then at the end I'm like, oh, I was just basically yapping for an hour and none of it made sense, so let me go back and fix it.
I think in general, Rain has been like an experience of like learning to not be so iterative to the point of being detrimental. Because like Perfect Circle had like 20 logos, and like it like changed its logo to the final one like what, a month or two before TWOFOLD shipped.
I was so
I'm like,
mad.
I'm really bad about that, and this is something I cannot afford to do with Rain in like any capacity.
Okay, I quickly checked to see if, like, the thing in regards to questions. Okay, it's not there, so I can ask this. If it's, I'm gonna ask another question if that's okay.
Yes.
We've got time.
So, you've got obviously a very limited amount of time. You've got about 3 weeks to work on this project, which means you're going to be putting in a lot of time, a lot of hours, a lot of, like, thought into this project. What are you what are you doing as a team to manage and basically stave off the risk of burnout? Because that is a thing that could possibly happen, like in any profession, in a like very small deadline. So what are you guys using to kind of like make sure that you're like not hitting that level?
Uh,
I don't think Caps knows burnout. Because what Caps does is Caps will work nonstop for like what, 4 weeks straight, and they will be miserable and at the end of the rope, but then if you give them something else to work on, they will still do
Just like me for real. Oh dear.
it.
like Rain is halfway written already. This is like a reinforcement to that idea. And I plan to like
Yeah,
go back into it as soon as we're done with here. Oh, am I really?
yeah, Cass doesn't really know how to stop. um for me, to be honest, working on Rain is because of burnout, I would say. Of like um working, like I said, like redoing Quinn's outline, working on commissions, working on my day job a lot, you know, re- releasing twofold and like doing lots of like promo art, and everything. I just like, I wanted to work on something super different than what I usually work on. And so Rain is just super refreshing for me. Um, in terms of just like avoiding the burnout of like just pure workload, I will get back to you on that.
The
um
answer is Final Fantasy.
uh, yeah, might be.
I mean, if it works, it works. Am I right? I have a specific thing that I do when I start getting really bad burnout, and then I'm like, okay, now I'm back to it again. Let's go. Sometimes it's good to have that one little thing that just resets you, puts you back in the ring.
Yeah,
Exactly.
my mindset is like, if I'm working on something, I feel like I can't stop working on it until it's done, because otherwise, my headspace will be off. So I'll just like get through like all of the writing, for example, and then take a small break, and then get through like all of the UI, and then take a small break, and then it goes on in perpetuity for the rest of our days.
Yeah. I think that's just kind of like part of like being a creative though, of like you have to figure out how to live with your burnout in a way that doesn't make you want to stop creating, because I don't know many people who don't work to the point of burnout, just because like we all get so excited on what we're doing that it's hard to avoid like wanting to stop. And so it's just like learning how to temper that as best you can. Um, I've made like no secret of like how a few years ago I burned out super hard and I dropped out of like almost every project I was working on. Um, and so my experiencing that and then just kind of learning more about myself and like how I like to work has just been like, I need to be better at working on the things that I want to when I want to. And if I am coming up on deadlines or something, I will just ask for help instead of like pretending like it's not an issue. Like there is no glory in suffering or any pride in like doing it alone. That it's much better just to say, hey, I think I bit off more than I can chew, and I need some help like getting this out the door. Twofold had two assistant CG artists, Addie and Bird Lover, had come in and they helped with the flatting of all the CGs, and then some of them coloring just straight up, and then I would just have to go back and do like a final pass just to match it stylistically. That helped so much, and I think the game looks better for it because I was also able to, spend more time on each CG myself.
And Papaya, who's like working on Upwards Rain as well. We met them because I was the only one left in charge of like scripting scenes, and I was doing like 5 of those a day. And it was like at the point where like Scion and Theo were like begging me to like just find someone else, and then they eventually just like found it for me.
Yeah, because you kept saying no. Because at that point we had lost like, I think we'd lost like 2.5 like scripters. Like I say half because one person we had reached out to help with scripting, and then they just were very honest in saying like, I actually can't do this. And so when you lose 2.5 to 3 people saying that they can help with scripting, I think Caps just got a little doomer about it and said, I'll just do it. But Arimia, actually, I had asked her if she knew anybody, like, who could help out. And so Arimia introduced me to Papaya. I sent Papaya a message. Papaya's Twitter got taken down. And that is the only reason why Papaya ended up seeing my message, because they checked their email later on and realized that I'd sent them.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
And now we're all working on Upwards Rain together. So it's all W's.
Oh, winning from here. And we do treasure dungeons in Final Fantasy together. That's something. So there's the burnout avoidance right there.
Incredible.
When are you gonna play Final Fantasy?
Actually, I was looking
Have
at
you
playing
played
it. So I was actually looking at playing it next month. I'm not gonna lie.
Yo.
Like I was looking at it and I was like, can I fit it in this month? And then I looked at my schedule and I went to next month. I kind of like kept flicking through the dates and I was like, busy that weekend and busy that weekend and busy that weekend and busy that. I was like, where did my weekends go? I was like, what do you mean? What happened? I'm excited to play it.
That's part of growing up. It's so hard to plan things.
No, real.
I have another pal who also plays Final Fantasy, and we were trying to figure out like when we could do a dungeon together, blind or whatever, and we had to set it for like a month in advance because there's just no way.
Yeah, I feel like the month in advance is kind of like my life at the moment. We have currently a long form event happening on a monthly schedule, and it's like, all right, so who's available like which week this month? But then again, I'm in 3 D&Ds, so then as well, we take weekends.
Yeah.
Yippee.
Yippee.
It was asked in chat if there's like any like ups and downs or like differences between like designing characters in a long form kind of game versus a jam like this, and I'd be interested in hearing about that too, because like it's honestly something I never thought of really.
In terms of like design?
Yeah, just like the process of like designing a character over the course of such a long time versus like really like trying to churn it out for a jam. If there's like any pros and cons to either method.
I think the design, at least the design process, it's pretty similar whether it's a years-long jam or not. or yours on game or a jam or not. The only difference is like when it's a longer game, you tend to get more time to develop more outfits. And when it's a shorter game, you're kind of like just choosing their default look. Like TWOFOLD put a lot of emphasis on like the different outfits, still feeling like the characters. Summer has several outfits for every character and hairstyles for a few of them. So it's kind of just like you have to design like one look and like be really happy with it. In terms of like the more writing thing, I think the only real difference is like for me, I like to like know my characters inside and out. The only real difference right now is like if you ask me a question about Rain, I'd have to think about it and like I would like develop her as I go. It's much more like improv. But I'm fine with that because I really like improv. And with like Quinn or any of the TWOFOLD characters, it's a lot more just like off the cuff, like I know who they are and like what they're about, and it's not too hard to figure out.
Yeah, exactly. It's
Yeah.
like you just like haven't gotten like. It's like you just like met Rain like last week, and you like don't know if you like, you know, if you like tell the friend group A or the friend group B looks around her yet, you know.
Yeah. And that's exciting too, though. I do like that feeling of like getting to know a character and like what they're about. I had Caps and I were like talking about Mila and Rain, and I had sent like some example dialogue from Mila of like Mila just like panicking over the concept of like getting her wings plucked, like even though she doesn't have any, just because like she's so afraid of like getting hurt and pain and like anything like that. It doesn't matter if it doesn't apply to her. She's scared of it. And like it's just like a fun way to like keep figuring them out and like learning more. Like, you know, she's just a little scrunkly.
And there's also elements like Theo like joked about Mila being like a huge like Neve fangirl because you know Neve is around the village often, and that ended up being like a core character thing for her that like really rubs Rain the wrong way. It's like a running bit.
She's a Neve fangirl. Wouldn't be.
But ain't we all? Yeah.
Search her. Actually, the #1 Neve fan right now. I'm just saying. I'll fight chat on that one.
I'll try to figure out a way to squeeze in that she's delivering a letter for you.
Oh my god, 12's hair? That's crazy. Oh my god. For me, I stay winning.
You.
Also, so quickly, Chad, I saw, by the way, you did not get away with that stray that you threw at me. We'll have a talk about that one later. Anyway, let's continue.
I didn't see the stray. What
What did they say?
happened?
I saw
What
the
did they
stray.
We need you, so you need to say it.
I saw earlier like the ask for help. Ahem. Cough, cough, Mari, cough, cough. So, cough. I saw that. We're coming back to that one later.
Why is chat saying that? Raised eyebrow.
Chat.
Getting stuck with how you want the character to be. I do know writers who struggle with that. It's not something that I experience, but I do think it is a very real thing of like some people do get really stuck in their head over like what story they're telling or what they're saying or like how these characters interact, and they tend to like edit the characters, I guess, as they go. It could be to my own detriment too that I don't do that, to where like I will develop a character and they more or less stay static. They might like, you know, lean a little to the left or lean a little to the right, but they do tend to like stay into this like very core person that I
Yeah,
like
we
concepted.
like in a twofold, for example, we had like moments where like we had this like really big pivotal like story beat, and then we realized like, oh, this character wouldn't do this, and instead of trying to like work around it, we would just go like, okay, well, goodbye to that. We need something to fill the story space in now with.
Yeah.
Like the characters remain very static as far as like their personalities and actions and stuff go.
Yeah, I think there's one case where we didn't do that though. So twofold spoilers for anybody listening, just like take off headphones for like 2 minutes or whatever.
But
There's a
also play
point,
twofold.
but also
Play
play
twofold.
twofold.
Play twofold now.
There's a point after the Christmas scene where Olive's in the car and they're texting Haley. And Haley's very abrasive. That she used to be a lot worse. She used to be extremely mean about it, like extremely like cold, very annoyed. We tried to trim it down as best we could. I don't think that we got it all the way, because we did want to keep the texting bit, but I don't think that we actually like went through and did like a full like rewrite of it just by virtue of time. So that one bit where like they're texting and Haley's like still kind of abrasive. Yes, it's Caprice Route. That is one that we didn't get to. And even now when I rate it, I'm like we're still trying to like figure out like, man, what was Haley going through that like made her act that way? Because like it does happen too, where people act out of character or like extremely angry, and you just don't exactly see why it happened.
Which
So it's just something
means
that we have to think
we
about.
gotta make an entire Haley game just to justify that one scene.
Yeah.
So true. I think a lot of people in chat are gonna lose their mind at even the thought of it.
God.
Yep, there it is. There it is.
Haley.
Oh my god. See, okay, now you have to do it. Like, you've given them the, like, you've hook, line, and now you gotta do it.
It will be considered. Who's trying to make... We're not trying to make anyone hate Haley. Ever.
God.
I think she's a really good character that just did not get enough time. I'm sorry for speaking over you.
No, you're good, you're good. Like, I definitely think we would absolutely love more Haley.
I see the energy of this jam interview has shifted a bit.
It always comes back to twofold.
It's always twofold. I can't, I'm like being careful because if I say the wrong thing, I'm gonna get got by chat. So like, I'm on my best behavior right now.
I miss twofold.
It's twofold.
Yeah, it's weird how like we were doing this PowerPoint stuff last night, and Theo was asking like what image to use for the one like writing question, and I was like, damn, that picture with Olive and Haley was like, it like made me immediately miss the twofold cast. Feels like it's been so long.
Yes. Its anniversary is next month.
What?
Oh god.
Oh my god. Wait, true. What?
1 year twofold.
Is it time to bust out the Millie replay?
I can't say the name or else I'm gonna get got, but God please.
You don't want to say her name?
I'm not allowed to. Chat's gonna absolutely drag me if I do.
Or just say you're saying Millie, but like with a Y at the end instead of an E.
True.
Yeah,
It's different.
okay.
My god, I love Millie with a Damn it. That didn't work. Alright, I gotta go. Oh, Mori has another question.
Maury. I love questions. Can you read it out, Maury?
Okay, so Mori has said, sorry, I'm like really curious. So then I suppose in the converse where you're writing or forming characters for this jam is the opposite, where you just really have to settle with a character. With the idea of expanding on this game beyond the jam, do you worry there might be a character you'll feel like you could really just expand more on?
I wouldn't say that we settle with a character. Um, I think we've been really good at like figuring out a story, like a story that lets us explore aspects of the character that we want to explore without compromising it. Um, and like, I'm sure that there's more that we'd like to do. Like, I think we'd like to do more in terms of like adding more replayability to it or adding more like content to it. But I don't think the characters themselves are like um limited too much. Unless Caps feels
Yeah,
different because I'm not writing.
because like, we have like put a lot of thought into our world, but like, this is a game jam, so you won't necessarily see like every aspect of the characters at this stage, just because we've got a lot of ground to cover and not a lot of work to do it with. So I think there's like a lot of open possibilities for pretty much everyone in the cast still. Like I said, I really want an episode Neve.
Yeah. We have another character that we haven't introduced yet that I don't think we should yet.
Oh.
Who I just love. I love her design and um like so the original my original like pitch for the um outfits for the post office was Toho Project, just because I love Toho Project. Um and I don't think that influence stayed for most of them. I think they became a lot more like sleek of a design, very like very much like a uniform, but I do think it's for the better. But her design, I think, is extremely Toho Project. It's very like big dress, very big hair, um, like very magical girl kind of. And she's scary, and so like I'm I'm really happy with her, and I can't wait to like show her. And if we ever did like expand on it, I guess my worry would be like that we would tell a story where we don't get to see her again, just because like, oh, I want her.
I think there's a quite like so with all of the characters, how many have you designed roughly, if you can say?
We
How many
have the four.
characters?
We have the four couriers and Mila, right? So like 5 total.
Uh, with 4 couriers and Mila's grandma, or not Mila's grandma, Rain's grandma. She doesn't show up in the story. I could
But
probably show her.
yeah, but she's there, TM.
Yeah, she's there.
Missouri wasn't gonna show up originally in the story either. It was just gonna be like a one-off thing, but like we actually like got their design. I was like, okay, yeah, we'll include them.
We have to.
Then my next question is, because obviously you explained with like these everything, like with the other careers, what made you pick? Because like I'm assuming all of them, even the one like if the one that we haven't seen is also like, what made you pick the specific like owl to align with the character?
For Neve, it was easy because her name means snow. That I definitely just went with a snow owl. The other ones, it was more about like a specific aspect that I really wanted to like show. So I don't know for Missouri, but for the character that we haven't shown, maybe I can show her. Can I show the scary version, Caps?
Yeah, probably.
Scary.
From Missouri, I can say at least I just wanted something that was like very like aesthetically very like very light and like comforting, I guess.
Hmm.
So it was like mostly just aesthetics more than like any like this bird's meaning is so and so.
Okay, I put
Yeah,
the scary version in our chat.
that's a fun teaser.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
So for her, I looked up an owl that had very striking eyes. And so that was the owl that I used for her inspiration.
Can I put this one up?
Yeah, of course.
Perfect.
Everything we post here is for you to share.
See, this preview is giving me the vibes of an Australian species of owl, which is pretty funny to me because that just made me go, "Oh my god," because they have the really like eyes like that. So I was like, "Huh."
Yeah, I mean it might be. I shan't say more, but they have like yellow sclera. Is that how you pronounce that?
Yeah.
Yeah, so they have yellow sclera, so that's why I went with that owl, because I was like, oh, okay. That works for me. It's like kind of Mothman, but owl based. So maybe she's Australian. Who's to say?
We'll eventually go back and add voice acting. She'll have the absolute thickest Australian accent you've ever heard.
Oof. Oh no. Oh. Because Ozzy should be upside down. I will fight you, Neki. Hit him with the Bergen. No, you cannot. No, we are not introducing the world to Bergen Australian accents. That is banned. So bad. Another shrimp on the barbie? Not the shrimp on the barbie. Oof. So anyway, before they got in the Australian conversation, let's continue, shall we?
Oh, did you ever get the grandma picture? Are you still hunting?
Oh shoot, yeah. There's Neve with another hair. You can't really read my handwriting, but she is saying, back in my day, there used to be email.
Oh my god.
What does this mean for the lore?
What does this mean for the law?
Oh yeah, I guess this is like sort of a fun little fact that this one brings up. The owls have like ranks or promotions, and that's determined by the number of stamps on their hat.
Ah.
Yeah. And they actually get to choose what stamp that they get to put too. So having a stamp collection is like a huge thing in the world, where it's like everybody keeps their own stamp collection, and the couriers use it to like choose their favorite stamps to put on their hat. Yeah, and she's unlike me, who like she calls sis, even though she's not. That is Rain's actual grandma.
We can't confirm nor deny nothing in regards to owl species.
Insane. Okay, so do you guys have anything else that you would like to say for today? Any other amazing secrets of knowledge that you would like to share with us, or any announcements or anything like that?
I think we're good, right? The next Bellflower Alon I'm checking is I think with a rat on next Wednesday, the 11th.
Yeah, and that should be fun because Rat is working very closely with the murder mystery team.
Let me see if I can get that timed for people here. We've got the timestamp, don't we?
Did you put down time yet?
Oh no, we don't yet, do we?
Oh, and I didn't clear this with Theo before saying it, but I'm going to because I've been working on it forever.
Mm-hmm.
Sometime soon, and like I don't know the exact time. It could be literally today. It could be like a month from now.
You're scaring me.
There will be something very, very like expectations check, a very, very small update for people who own TwoFold on Steam. It's not an in-game update, but it is like something kind of fun.
my
Oh,
God.
you've been working
So-
on it? I haven't.
I mean, we
Hmm.
both. I've been stressing out about it a lot more.
That's true. Yeah, there is a small thing coming for that.
But again, not a
So-
game update, and it's pretty small, so expectations check. But I am personally excited for it.
Yeah.
And again,
It'll
we
give you
also
a good excuse to replay.
we don't know when it is going to happen. Our work is done.
Yeah.
We're like literally just waiting for it at this point. But when it happens, you'll know.
Perfect. Alright, so that's actually something really exciting for everyone to look forward to. Oh my god. Okay, so once it happens, we're all going to be losing our minds. So true, so true. I will
The
say
usual.
we have a very important announcement, and mods, if you can get it at the ready, can you hit me with that buy twofold now? And can you hit me with that bellflower?
Yeah, if you want to partake in the twofold, then you gotta buy twofold using Mari's code,
Correct.
or twofold merch, I guess, with Mari's code.
If you want to acquire a millie, you should use my code Showrelia.
And then you
Finger
can have a
guns.
millie in your house.
Oh my god.
And this millie ends with an IE even.
Yeah. So it's a real millie, not a knockoff.
Like the millie of all times, actually. That's crazy. Don't hit me with the @millie. I'm allowed that one. Believe this. Didn't even put on the millie hat today. You should be proud of me. Oh, because I'm already wearing the beret. But you know what I mean. Yeah, is there anything else
I
you
feel
guys
like your
would like
chat
to say?
doesn't respect you.
Oh my god. Yeah, do you guys have any other announcements that you would like to share with the class today, TM?
That's all I had.
That's all for me. Thank you so much for having us on. It was a lot of fun. I hope you enjoyed our PowerPoint presentation. Just like high school.
And thank you with the knee help.
Yeah.
Thank you for letting me help. I'm like kicking my feet as we speak. Thank you. But I will just say, I think I speak for all of chat when I say that PowerPoint was absolutely chef's kiss. It was so exciting being able to learn everything, especially like the breakdown of the process. That's stuff that I really love to see because I love character design. So seeing how you guys do it and how it like works so well, like from A to like B to C to D, of how you put it all together is so interesting because like I find that the best way to improve is with knowledge. So we're taking that little bit of knowledge and we're all learning, and I'm feeling really happy about that. You know?
Yep, either as a lesson or a cautionary tale.
So
But then I hope.
Alrighty, so before we finish out today, I will say thank you so much for joining everybody. Please make sure that you are part of the Discord, both the Élan and mine as well. I can't so chill on this one. Yes, but please make sure that you are following Élan for all updates in regards to the jam. If the mods can grab that out as well, that would be absolutely amazing. The team is working really hard. I'm pretty sure you guys are going to be just as excited as I am seeing all of the updates over the next couple of weeks, and then they will be available for everybody. Isn't that exciting?
So exciting. I can't wait for people to play it and all the other games. I can't wait to play the other games, to be honest.
Not wait to play them as well. I'm going to be like counting down the days to be able to get my hands on them. They look amazing.
Every
Me
time we
too,
get
me too.
any sort of new notification in any of the 4 channels, I'm like there as soon as I can.
So-
I've been like reading every like single piece of writing that comes out.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
Alrighty.
it's all
and...
really, really good.
Alrighty, and with that, as we say at the end of every stream, stay safe, make good choices. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. Okay, good night.